Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into something that is completely flipping the script on media production. We're going to do a step-by-step breakdown of how artificial intelligence is radically disrupting both the film and advertising industries. We'll be looking at exactly how a creator built a high-end cinematic car commercial from scratch using literally nothing but a laptop. Let's get into the sheer power of AI in media.
Picture this. You've got a 90-minute, stunningly cinematic film. It's so good, it's actually competing at Cannes. But here's the catch. There are 0 actors on screen and 0 physical cameras were ever used. Traditionally, a film with that kind of visual fidelity would require an astronomical budget, easily hovering around $50 million. But this entirely AI-generated film costs just $400 to make. $400. That's it. That massive financial gap isn't just a minor improvement. It's an absolute paradigm shift in how stories get told.
Now, obviously, a massive technological leap like this is going to bring out the skeptics. A creator recently posted about this exact AI filmmaking revolution over on Threads, and man, the response was explosive. There were 76 completely negative comments on that one single post. People were calling it a soulless thing, demanding that AI films be outright banned from the Oscars, and worrying it would destroy traditional crews. But instead of arguing back in the comments, the creator used that intense negativity as a catalyst. They decided to actually test this AI capability in the real world to see if it was genuinely as soulless as the critics were claiming. Okay, let's dive right into this. Here is our roadmap for today's explainer. First, traditional versus AI costs. Second, the LS9 dinosaur concept. Third, prop and character sheets. And finally, from images to video.
All right, Section 1, traditional versus AI costs. Let's talk about that financial gap.
So let's address the massive financial elephant in the room here. Say you want to shoot a high-quality car commercial out in the stunning Mongolian landscapes. Traditionally, you're looking at a budget of anywhere from 5 million to 150 million Mongolian tugriks. You've got to hire influencers, directors, camera operators, makeup artists, the whole shebang. Plus, you have the grueling logistics of traveling maybe 3,000 kilometers round trip into the Gobi Desert, risking damage to all your expensive gear and the car itself. Now, compare that to the AI-generated ad. It costs between $30 to $300 in cloud computing fees. The travel distance? 0. It's literally just you and your laptop. The crew is exactly one creator. The historical barriers to entry here have completely vanished. Moving on to Section 2, the LS9 dinosaur concept. This is where we really test the limits. To really put this to the test, the creator needed a wild hypothesis. If logistics and budget are totally out the window, what is the most impossible commercial we can dream up? Well, they decided to go big. The subject is the Alibaba LS9 electric vehicle. This thing looks like a futuristic spaceship and has an insane range of over 1,400 kilometers. I mean, you could literally drive it to Youth Province and back on a single charge. And for the location, the majestic white stupa down in the Mongolian Gobi. To give it that authentic local feel, we add some Mongolian camels. But wait, since we're using AI and have 0 limits, why not throw in a massive Jurassic Park-style T-Rex chasing the car? Sticking a cutting-edge EV right next to a dinosaur in the middle of the desert is pretty much the ultimate stress test for this technology. Which brings us to Section 3, prop and character sheets. This is all about AI consistency. Here is where we actually lift the hood on the technical process. You know how when you ask an AI to generate a video of a car driving, it tends to subtly change the shape of the car in every single frame? To fix that, you use what's called a prop sheet. This is a comprehensive visual reference that completely locks in the exact dimensions, those cool futuristic doors, the specific wheels, and the materials of our LS9 from every conceivable angle. You feed this master sheet to the AI so it perfectly understands the physical rules of the object it's trying to animate. And then, when we introduce living things into the mix, we use a character sheet. For our Jurassic Park-inspired carnivore, the AI needs strict biological rules to follow. What is its full-body scale when standing next to the EV? What exactly do its teeth and eyes look like? How does its muscle structure shift when it goes from standing still to a full sprint or letting out a terrifying roar? By establishing these super detailed character sheets, we make sure our dinosaur stays consistently terrifying instead of randomly morphing into a weird little lizard halfway through the shot. Now, I want you to keep this specific number in mind. 80%. Why 80%? Well, because getting those foundational, static images absolutely perfect accounts for 80% of the total workload in AI video generation. Think about it. Video is really just 24 to 60 still images flashing past your eyes every single second. If your base image prompt is flawed, if the lighting is wonky, or the car's proportions are just a little bit off in that still frame, the AI is going to animate that flaw across every single frame of the resulting video. So prompt precision at the image level is absolutely the most vital step of this entire workflow. All right, section 4, from images to video. Let's look at the final assembly. This is the phase where all those concepts are finally brought to life. And as you can see, it's actually highly structured. Step 1, ideate your crazy concept. Step 2, rigorously generate your prop and character sheets so the AI knows the ground rules. Step 3, spend the vast majority of your time perfecting the static framing, the lighting, and the composition. And finally, step 4, hit the animate button to transform those stills into a moving video. To an outsider, it looks like a magic button, but it actually requires a ton of deliberate, creative direction. And hey, speaking of that magic button, the trial and error process proves it definitely isn't one. During generation, the AI makes some absolutely hilarious mistakes. In one clip, it completely misunderstood the physics of a car drifting, and in another, it generated a camel that looks like it was actively getting run over by the EV. Yikes. But if you're persistent, you get the amazing successes. Those epic golden hour sunset shots and the LS9 tearing through the desert with flawless proportions. Bringing the whole shebang together is where the human touch really shines. The creator had to be ruthless, sifting through all the renders, tossing out the bad ones, and curating only the top 60% of the clips. They kept these sweeping, epic drone angles flying over the white stupa. And to really sell the emotion and suspense of the dinosaur chase, they layered in the iconic soundtrack from the 1993 Jurassic Park film. That specific audiovisual combo is exactly what turns a neat tech demo into a truly compelling piece of media. So, what's the big takeaway from today's explainer? Just look at what was accomplished here. A sprawling, multi-million-dollar cinematic vision featuring an electric vehicle racing alongside a prehistoric monster in a remote desert was entirely achieved on a standard laptop. And the whole thing was done for roughly the cost of a nice dinner out. The massive financial and logistical barriers to entry for high-end storytelling, they haven't just been lowered, they've been completely shattered. I want to leave you with this one final provocative thought. If a single creator armed with nothing but a laptop and maybe $30 in cloud computing credits can believably stick a T-Rex next to an EV in the Mongolian desert, what in the world does this actually mean for the future of the creative industry? The tools are literally in everyone's hands now. The only limit left is our imagination. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep exploring, and I'll catch you next time.